morning, guys. It is Saturday, October 27th. Oh, this is really something. I'm looking extra pale today. So, I'm in a very good mood today because it's cold outside, number one. But number two is because if you follow me on Instagram, I posted an Insta story on Tuesday? It was Tuesday or Wednesday, where I just kind of mentioned how much I missed doing my OG, like my original day in the life vlogs that I basically did for the past year and then kind of stopped after I did my summer hiatus. And yeah, I liked filming the whole behind the scenes look. And so I asked you guys on my Insta stories, which, little plug right here, if you're not following me, make sure you do that so you can be part of the decision-making process. I'll leave it in one of these corners. But I asked you guys if you also missed those kind of like OG day in the life vlogs, and a resounding number of you said yes, that you did miss those old school day in the life vlogs. So I'm bringing them back. I'm not sure how many I'm going to do through the rest of the year, but I'd actually planned for November. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold a little bit, so my voice goes in and out. But I'm thinking for the month of November, since it is NaNoWriMo, I want those videos every week to be more vlog style, talking about NaNoWriMo, you know, specific topics during NaNoWriMo, and also just kind of sharing my word count, how things are going, kind of filming a little bit every single day, and just making it more like my old school vlogs, because I personally really enjoyed filming those. I enjoyed editing them. So if you guys are excited for this, if you're excited for me to bring back these old school vlogs, please give this video a thumbs up, leave me some love, some comments down below, share it on your social media accounts. Let's just get the word out there that we've got old school vlogs back in action. So let me move some of this. Oh my gosh, before I forget, well, hold on, getting ahead of myself here. I'm just gonna move this over just a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, real quick. So oh my gosh, so much has been happening. This is the problem. I feel like without the day in the life vlogs, it's hard for me to I feel like I've been cramming everything into like my Insta stories, being like, this is happening, because so much is always going on. So it feels nice to actually be in front of the camera and be able to share this stuff with you guys again. So as you guys know, I am a huge Erin Condren fan. I've been using Erin Condren planners for I think the past 3 years, possibly 4 years now, but I know it's been 3 years. And I'm obsessed with them. And I'm actually now an Erin Condren affiliate. So you can get $10 off your order by clicking on the link in the description box below, since I'm now an affiliate. And actually, if you go under my affiliates list, you'll see I'm actually an affiliate for a lot of different brands. But anyways, so this was my planner for 2018, and I just got my planner for 2019, and I have an actual obsession with it. It's just beautiful. It's the same style as this one. This one I just customized and put She Has That Girl Boss Hustle as the front text. And I really liked this because it was bright. It was great for all the travel I was doing. This just is so like, this just fits my mood. And there's like that foil. Oh. Basically what I do before the beginning of any year is I'll sit down with my new planner, and I like to get it at least 2 months ahead of time, but I actually go through and I'll write down everything I currently know. Things like birthdays, if I have like doctor's appointments scheduled, you know, because you have to book those way in advance. Any kind of vacations or trips or conferences or whatever it may be, I like to put all of that in my planner ahead of time, and then I'll actually sit down and do my bi-monthly goals, but I'll look at it as a year overall. So I will do a more in-depth planning video. I'm gonna do that closer to December and January timeframe. So really excited about this planner. Again, make sure you check out the link in the description box below so you can get your own Erin Condren planner. Oh man, it's cold. It's cold, it's chilly. I just gotta run in. Oh, I felt so good. I needed that. It's so important to take breaks every once in a while. Do something a little different. You know, I need to turn some lights on. It's dark. Part of it is because I got a new front door, because the fire department kicked mine down. Another reason why you should follow me on Instagram because I share these things. Again, a lot has happened. I share a lot of this stuff on Insta stories. But anyways, got a new front door. I love it. It is strange though because there's not as much light that comes into the living room, which I guess is a good thing because the floor is all scuffed up from doggy nails. So it works out. But what was I doing? You guys, I'm gonna be like the rustiest vlogger getting back into the swing of things. So I do have one green juice left, I think. Yes. Here it is. Ooh, that looks really appetizing. I gotta make more of these today. I don't really feel like doing that right now. So honestly, with everything that's been going on this year, like, oh gosh, I was reflecting the other day on just how much has actually happened this year, how many trips I've been on, how much just stuff I've done. It's been absolutely insane. It's definitely been one of the best years of my whole entire life, between having the AuthorTube retreat and going to Bali and Tokyo and writers conferences, teaching workshops, releasing books, going on my book tour. I'm just sitting here like, I don't know how 2019 is gonna top 2018 because this has been a really amazing year. But with that being said, I'm tired. Your girl's tired. So I'm just trying to take things a little bit easier. That's exactly why I went on my break, my hiatus over the summer. And that's also why I kind of cut down my YouTube schedule a little bit because I just needed to get back to my roots, get back to myself. Like I said, I'm feeling a lot better. So something else I've been working on slowly but surely is getting through all of the letters and packages that were sent to me to my PO box. So I've done really well with writing back to people. So if you did write me, and I'm talking about people that wrote me in like December of last year and also like March, April timeframe of this year, I'm just now writing back to you. So if you've written me since then, I'm getting there. I'm working my way through it. So things have been a little bit rough. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff just flying around YouTube, a lot of negativity going on. I don't pay it any attention. I don't invite that into my space, and I never will, and that's why we have such an awesome community here. So I've really been wanting to nurture and take the time to make sure I respond back to those letters and write people back. First of all, because I said I was gonna do it. When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. You can hold me to it, keep my word. But also just because it made me feel really, really good to go back through these different letters and just to see all of your kind words and your support and your encouragement. Man, it just really lifted my spirits when I'm in a darker place, or when I'm kind of, you know, letting self-doubt and limiting beliefs and that kind of negative self-deprecating talk, because, you know, I work on it, but it still happens. It really helps to go through and read those letters, read what you guys are doing in your lives, and how my content or my videos or my podcast or whatever it may be, how that's impacted you and how it's helped you. You have no idea how much that means to me, because again, this can be kind of lonely here, you know, just me talking to a camera. So it's nice to have more of that interaction, and that's what I really wanted this year. That's why I did so much stuff. That's why I was doing a lot of in-person type events, because I wanted to actually make those face-to-face connections. I wanted to have those deeper, more intimate, like soul level connections. And I feel like I really got that this year. It's something I want to continue to do into the future, and especially into 2019. So I'm really looking forward to just the rest of this year, but also to next year, because I've got some big stuff planned. So today I really wanna focus on getting everything together for Preptober, because I've really been slacking on my Preptober game. But fortunately, because I just wrote 50,000 words of Jaded Spring during Camp Nano in July, I'm feeling pretty good about November, because I'm writing the remaining 50,000 words. So I will have the first draft of Jaded Spring, which is Shadow Crown Book 3, the first draft of that done. So then I'll be able to work on that in the early part of 2019. And speaking of NaNoWriMo, I did launch a new self-study course called Conquering NaNoWriMo. It's your foolproof guide to writing 50,000 words in 30 days. It's the guide that I use, the whole template workbook that I use every single year as I head into NaNoWriMo, and it's how I've been able to win NaNoWriMo every single year for 3 consecutive years. So if that is something you are interested in, I will leave the link in the description box below. And if you sign up before November 15th, you will automatically be entered into a giveaway where I'm actually giving away 1 lifetime membership to VALIANCE. So that's a $2,500 value. All you have to do is purchase Conquering NaNoWriMo and you'll be entered to win. Really looking forward to that. Again, that's just my way of giving back to this amazing community because I love you guys so much and I want to help you write and publish your books. That's what my channel's here for. That's what I'm here for. I want to share my knowledge, pass along the things that I've learned, and help you do the same. So make sure you take advantage because Conquering NaNoWriMo is still at a discounted rate of 25% off. So it's a $200 value and you can get it for 150 bucks and be entered to win a lifetime membership to VALIANCE. So you don't got much to lose. So I have started an additional journaling practice, or I kind of added something to my previous one. So you guys know, if you watched my journaling video, which I will link up in the cards, that I always journal every morning in my lovely little elephant journal. And I always do my mantras from Shannon Kaiser's Find Your Happy Daily Mantras book. And then Miss Anna Vera, also got this for me for my birthday. It's called Present Not Perfect, a journal for slowing down, letting go, and loving who you are. I've started doing 1 page out of this journal as well. This has really helped with mindfulness and again, just being fully present. So thank you, Anna, for sending this to me because I absolutely love it. And I highly recommend if you're someone who's struggling with mindfulness and really being present in the moment or always stressed out, anxious, or worried, this is such a fantastic journal. Cannot recommend it enough. All right, so let's talk about some NaNoWriMo prep items, essentials, my survival kit for NaNoWriMo. Because again, I don't think I've ever made a video on this before. And so I thought it'd be a fun thing to talk about since we are, well, right now we're about a week away from November 1st, but when you guys see this video, NaNoWriMo will be starting in just a couple of days. She wants to sit on that chair. You can still see her little tail. Okay, we'll scoot over a little bit. So for my NaNoWriMo survival kit, I break it out into 4 categories. I have fuel, environment, productivity, and recharge. So let's talk about fuel first. And when I talk about fuel, I mean, this is anything that's going to fuel my body and my mind to get me ready to go to write a lot of words every single day for the month of November. So some things I like to be fully stocked up on in my house are tea, specifically green tea, but also passion tea. Green juice, which is something that I make here at home. For actual snacks, I really like hummus and carrots, as well as apples and almond butter. And then of course, I like to be fully stocked up on lemons for my lemon water. And then also in that fuel category, I like to pick 1 day out of the week in the month of November to meal prep. Because that's a big thing. When you're sitting down, you're stationary for a long time and you're writing words, it can be really difficult to make sure you have everything you need in the house. I tend to do my meal prepping on Sundays. That's just a really good day for me because it's more of a self-care Sunday. So because I like to cook and I like to kind of prep and get things organized, it just made sense that my meal prepping would fall on Sundays. Let's move over to environment. So of course, the environment that you're writing in is very, very important. So my essentials for my environment, of course, are candles. Fall scented candles, the more the better. I love candles. Also, I must be dressed in something comfortable. This is actually probably what I would be wearing while I'm sitting down for a writing session. So it's normally some kind of athleisure, maybe some pajamas, and definitely slippers. My feet always have to have something on them. I also really like to cover my hands with my writing gloves from Story Arts. I have a few pairs of these. I absolutely love them. I keep it very chilly in my house. So, and my office for some reason gets a lot of air conditioning in there. So it's always really cold. So I like to be bundled up with blankets and sweaters and my writing gloves from Story Arts. Which, by the way, if you want to get 10% off your order, you can use my discount code. You can find the link and all that in the description box below, and you can get some writing gloves for yourself. And then of course, I also like to have my writing playlist on Spotify, just kind of real soft, mellow in the background, just something to kind of get my mind going. Or sometimes I need to listen to a particular song first, especially if I'm about to write a scene that's a little bit more difficult for me to write. Okay, so we talked about fuel, environment, and now we're going to talk about productivity. First and foremost, if you've not heard of the Forest app, I highly recommend downloading it. This has been such an amazing app for my productivity and for me to stay focused. And it's really great because you plant little trees and then your tree is growing for a certain amount of time. But if you go on your phone and you go on social media or your emails, then your tree ends up dying and it's really sad. And the whole point is to try to grow a little garden. So it's kind of like, or a forest, not a garden, a forest. That's why it's called the Forest app. You grow your little forest, and also they actually plant real trees with this app. So you're planting your figurative tree and then they're going to plant a literal tree because you're using their app. So that's really great, not only for your productivity, but also for the earth. I also like to have my completed workbook with me. The workbook I'm talking about is the one from my Conquering NaNoWriMo course that I mentioned earlier, and also my series Bible. So since I am working on the third book in the Shadow Crown series, I like to have my series Bible with me. I also like to have a word count tracker, which I use the nanowrimo.org tracker, but I also have these cute little typewriter stickers that go in my Erin Condren planner. I feel very accomplished being able to write my final word count for the day. And then lastly, under productivity, I always make sure I set a mini reward at the end of each writing session. So yes, every single day I have some kind of mini reward, something that I'm looking forward to. And the mini reward is usually something that falls into my recharge category, which is what we're going to talk about right now, because recharging is really important. And a lot of the time, the things that I want to do, or the way I reward myself, is to kind of recharge the batteries and do something that makes me feel good. So these are things like bubble baths with Epsom salt and scented candles, with a really good book or some music playing in the background, reading for leisure, whether it's in the bubble bath or outside in the hammock or on my couch, watching Netflix or Hulu. So I've had serious withdrawals ever since I finished watching The Mindy Project. I love that show. But recently I found on Hulu a series called Younger. I guess it's been on for a while, and it's kind of similar to The Mindy Project. It has that same kind of humor. So I've been watching that. I believe there's 5 seasons. So I'm on season 1 right now. So I've been enjoying that, and so that could also be a mini reward, is watching an episode of one of your favorite shows. Having an at-home spa night, ordering takeout, especially if you maybe forgot to meal prep or you're a day short, going to a matinee, buying fresh flowers, going to a yoga class or a spin class. I also like to treat myself in going to Barnes & Noble or going to the library. I find that that's just such a treat for me to be surrounded by books. I absolutely love it. Even if I'm not buying anything, even if I'm just sitting there or just walking around the different aisles looking at all the books, that's reward enough for me. And then also, funny enough, another way I recharge is actually watching YouTube videos. So catching up on some channels that maybe I've fallen behind on, or finding a video that's more about self-care, healthy habits, that kind of stuff, or just, yeah, focusing on something other than writing. Because the thing about NaNoWriMo is that you are so heavily focused on writing and on your story that you do have to allow your mind to kind of take a break and shut off a little bit and rest. So just making sure you're getting enough sleep, but also allowing yourself to do other fun things and focus on other things besides your novel. When you focus too much on your novel and it's consuming your whole entire day, I say this all the time, but too much of anything is never a good thing. So too much of one thing is never good. You wanna make sure you're striving for balance wherever you can, and also just having fun, making NaNoWriMo a fun thing to do, looking forward to sitting down, not pressuring yourself to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning to get the words down when what your body really needs is sleep. So the biggest thing about NaNoWriMo is self-care, knowing when to listen to yourself and listen to your body. And if there's a day where you don't feel like writing, that's perfectly fine. That's totally okay. Don't think that you have to write every single day, because you don't. The whole point is just to get as many words down of your story on paper as possible. And so if you can do that, then you'll be further along than you were the day before. And that's really what matters. So those are my essentials for NaNoWriMo. That's all the stuff that I like to have stocked up in the house, or the things that I like to do, implement into my routine to make sure that NaNoWriMo goes as smoothly as possible, and that I don't lose my mind for those 30 days. Because again, it's a lot of words to write. So you gotta strive for balance, you know? I would love to hear what your NaNoWriMo essentials are, what your survival kit is. I would love to hear all of that, so make sure you leave it in the comments down below. All that talk about food in the fuel category made me a little bit hungry, so I think I'm gonna go find some food. Okay, so that is going to conclude this vlog. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, enjoyed coming along my day with me, and also getting my NaNoWriMo essential survival kit items, having that fun little discussion. I'm about 20 pages away from finishing Crescendo, so I'm gonna finish that before I go to bed. And then I'm actually going to start Strange the Dreamer. I have been wanting to read this book for a while now, and I feel like since we're still in October, that maybe I can, I don't know, work some magic and get really far into this book. But I figured it would be such a good book to read right around Halloween. One of my big goals through the rest of the year is just really upping my reading game. Again, I've just had so much travel and so many events and things happening this year that reading really fell on the back burner. Like, I have hardly done any of it. So I'm excited to read this. If you guys have read this book, let me know in the comments down below. I know the second one just came out called Muse of Nightmares. It's on the back of this book. So I know Muse of Nightmares just came out. So I really want to read this so I can go ahead and buy that second book. But I love all of her books, so I know that I'm just gonna love this one. But with that being said, it's getting late, so I'm gonna sign off. Again, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up to support my channel, leave some comments down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, which will be in November during NaNoWriMo. Bye!